Hey all, this is Colleen Flanagan, Mind Body Wisdom expert and master dowser. This video was requested by one of my subscribers, Gary, who wanted to know what he could do about sacroiliac joint inflammation, locking up, not helped by chiropractor, and worsened by movements and exercises. That's a great topic, Gary. A lot of people have back problems, and those are some of my most popular videos. The first thing I think about is, when did this start? When did the pain and the locking up start, right? What was going on in your life even a few weeks before then, or over a period of time? Because generally our body starts reacting with, shall we say, symptoms of pain or some kind of an ailment as a result of us being forced to live in a fearful environment, or with trauma. It could be bullies at work or school or at home, and then the body starts acting up to tell you that you need to do something about this. And of course, I always suggest see a doctor, definitely, and especially if a doctor doesn't seem able to help, look for the emotional reasons why it could possibly happen. So in your case, the area that you mentioned, of course, is down below near the bottom of our torsos, and that is the area of the first chakra, which is all about tribal issues, which includes money, job, income, finances, and of course relationships with family issues and things like that. Now, you wrote that it's locking up. Alright, so the next thing I would think about is, with the inflammation in that area, what are the red hot emotions? And the locking up, how do you feel locked up? How is your life locked up, or part of your life locked up, or any of those areas I just mentioned? Are your finances locked up? Is your relationship locked up? Do you feel locked up in a relationship you can't get out of, even if it's at work or business? Or certainly love relationships, family relationships, things like that, that you feel that you're trapped. That's what it sounds like to me. And not helped by the chiropractor and worsened by movements and exercises. The first thing that came to mind is, when something gets worse via like an exercise or a movement that normally is suggested by doctors in order to loosen up that area, like doing stretches and things like that, that right away goes to me to fears of not being safe, fears that the bad times of being locked up or inflamed are never going to end, fears of failure to resolve whatever's going on now. And just another fear could be fears of rejection or abandonment, and then a fear that with every success comes consequences. So I would look at all those parts of your life and just see what comes to mind and just clear it out. Now I'm going to do a quick little EFT exercise, emotional freedom techniques, to show you what you can do if you don't know how to dowse. Dowsing is such a simple method of identifying fears that are stuck in us, that our subconscious mind has likely generated, and we don't even realize they're there. We don't have a conscious fear, it's a subconscious fear. So all you have to do is start EFT, just start with tapping on your karate chop point and just start talking about it. Even though I have this sacroiliac pain and inflammation, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, and I accept that it's there, and I'm going to kick its butt out of my life. I like to add in a little craziness, you know? Because one thing I learned from Gary Craig and emotional freedom techniques is, when you make it a little bit funny, for some reason it seems to work better and faster. So even though I have this pain and this inflammation at the bottom of my torso, in my sacroiliac, and even in my hips, in my pelvis, my spine, I forgive myself for anything I did or anyone else did to have caused this, to have caused the trauma in my life, or these emotions, these fears. It's never going to get better. Fears that I'm not safe because I can hardly even move, can't exercise. I forgive everyone involved in this, and it's okay to accept that this is the situation I'm in, because once you accept it, it's easier to find your way out of it, right? Even though I have this sacroiliac pain and inflammation, maybe in the hips, the torso, and I feel like no one can help me and I'm trapped and there's no escape. There is an escape, and I just let it go now. Let go of the fear that the bad times are never going to end. Let go of the fear that I'm not safe, stuck in this position, in this pain. Maybe sometimes you're like walking around and suddenly you're in excruciating pain. That's awful, and that makes it even more scarier, right? Just let this go, let this go, let this go. And so I'm going to do a quick little 9 gamut, because it is so good to do a 9 gamut even though it's not in the newer EFT. 9 gamut rebalances the brain. So you just start tapping on the top of your left hand, right between the ring finger and the baby finger, the little finger. And you just continuously gently tap in that area. And you close your eyes, you open your eyes, look down to one side, down to the other side, roll eyes in a circle one direction, rolls eyes in a circle in the other direction, count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sing a little bit of a song, happy birthday to me, it's a new day for me. I'm healing my body and I'm happy as can be each and every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rebalanced? Yes. So I would then start with the emotions that you're having. So we'll just follow along with me, tapping between the eyebrows. Whatever traumatized me that I could see, that might have gotten trapped because I repressed the emotions, because that's what we do as adults. I forgive myself and I choose to let any fears and fear-based emotions at the root of this sacroiliac situation go now. You can just do one side. I like to do both. I like to get everything in there. Faster, harder, quicker, get it done. Even though I can't see a way out of this horrible pain and being stuck with this illness, and it's just getting old and I'm weary of it, and sometimes I just want to cry or scream or go crazy, yelling at the unfairness of it all. It's easier if I just accept that this happened. That doesn't mean you're going to let it stay. And I let it go. I let go of all the fears that were going on in my life and the trauma-based emotions, fear-based emotions before this condition came on me, and the inflammation. What was going on in my life back then when it started that made me red hot, angry, or rage, feeling rage or shame or humiliation, whatever those red hot emotions are. I choose for them to come up now and identify themselves so I can release them and let them go. I now release any and all emotions at the root of this sacroiliac pain and inflammation. I release my fear and terror. No one can help me, even myself. Maybe this will help. The important thing is to bring up the memories of what caused this so I can let them go. Maybe I felt like I took it on the chin right now. I took it on the chin and I couldn't talk back to anyone. And these emotions got stuck, whether it's about work, about love, about family, relationships. I choose to let it go. And I imagine now, allowing myself to imagine how great it'll feel to be healthy and healed again, and to walk freely, to move, to exercise like I used to do, without this pain and this locking up of my joints. And now collarbone, I release these fears that I'm locked into this situation, not only the ailment, the physical situation, but situations in my life that are so difficult right now. I choose to let it go. And if I feel any collars around my neck, like a ball and chain or something like that, or shackles around my legs, I let them go. Let go of these emotions now. And then just pat under your arm, releasing all these fears that I'm not safe, that the bad times will never end. Fears of being stuck for the rest of my life with this condition and with the conditions of my life that make me so unhappy, feel so trapped, feel so hurt, feel so inflamed emotionally. I'm letting this go. You can do the other side too. Letting it all go under the old armpit, letting that go now. Now there's other places you can tap that other practitioners that I have found are really good, that other practitioners use. One of them would be, and I'm not going to do that now, but just tap around your ankles, right? Tap around your ankles and talk about the situation, walking your path. All right, I will tap around one of my ankles. I'm not going to show you my ankles. Not that I have cankles or anything. But they're really not ready for public viewing. So tap around your ankles inside and outside. You can even go up the shins. Releasing this pain of walking my path. Releasing this anguish, this feeling of being trapped, walking along my path. It could be very painful, that whole area. And I'm releasing it now. Just gently tapping or very gently sort of slapping the palm of my hand around the top of my ankle, inside and outside of my leg, up my shins. It's safe for me to walk my path, if not today, soon, because I'm making changes and I accept the revelations that are going to come my way about this situation. So I would now take an inventory, Gary, or whoever's watching this. What came to mind? What events came to mind that are telling you this is related to this lower back pain and inflammation? Even memories from childhood, because a lot of our stuff, we repress it and it just puts on layer upon layer of fear and trauma, and eventually the body's going to have to respond, because if it doesn't, the body knows it could die from all these repressed emotions, which generate like acidic chemicals, hormones in the body, the stress hormones that day after day after day can break down your organs and such, and the body knows this. So it's trying to tell you through the ailment and the location of the ailment exactly what you need to clear emotionally in order to move forward. Doing this kind of emotional self-care along with a doctor's care and a chiropractor or an osteopath will help you along the road to recovery. I've done it myself. I've had hip and back problems in the past, and it's 100% gone now. Although I will say, when I have trauma about situations going on in my life, especially my dear mom who's not doing well, then I start getting that hip problem going back on again, and it's always emotional. And what, we came like basically from our mom's pelvis, right? So of course that gets locked in there too. So I hope all these little tips and tricks helped you, Gary, and everyone else who's got those back problems and the pain and the swelling, the inflammation. Like I said, I've been there. I want so much for you to feel better. If anyone has any further questions or concerns about any kind of an ailment or this one, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please leave a comment. Please subscribe to this channel and check out my website, emo-rescue.com. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You are a treasure. I'm so grateful for you. Take good care of your sweet self. A lot of people love you and depend on you. Peace out. Namaste. Subscribe to my bi-monthly newsletter and get 10 free chapters of Fearless Accurate Dowsing. There are links to all my Amazon books on the homepage, emo-rescue.com. Thank you.